Picture this. It's October 20th, 1980. The members of Queen are not standing on a massive stage, surrounded by thousands of screaming fans. They're not under the blinding spotlights of Wembley Stadium. Instead, they're inside the Anvil Studios in London, quietly crafting something completely different. Soundtrack for a science fiction adventure that would soon become a cult classic. Flash Gordon. This was a project unlike anything Queen had ever done before. They weren't just writing rock songs, they were composing an entire film score. This time, it wasn't about hitting the charts or getting radio play. It was about serving a story. The band Freddie Mercury, Brian May, Roger Taylor, and John Deacon were stepping into totally uncharted territory. And that challenge, well, that was exactly what drew them in. Queen had been approached by the legendary Italian producer Dino De Laurentiis. He was preparing to bring the 1930s comic book hero Flash Gordon to the big screen, complete with wild colors, epic space battles, and wonderfully over-the-top villains. When someone on his production team suggested Queen for the soundtrack, the producer famously asked, "Who are the Queens?" You see, he had never listened to rock music. Little did he know, he was about to collaborate with one of the most innovative bands in the world. By late 1979, Queen were already deep into recording their 8th studio album, The Game. They had just wrapped up a major European tour and spent weeks performing 2 massive crowds in Japan. Time was incredibly tight. But when the opportunity to score Flash Gordon came along, they just couldn't say no. The film's unique blend of sci-fi adventure and bold, campy storytelling was simply too tempting to resist. Brian May explained it best. "We would be writing a film score in the way anyone else writes a film score background music that supports the story. That was the attraction. A rock group had never really done that before. For the first time, Queen weren't their own bosses. They were writing music that had to fit a director's vision, a completely new kind of discipline for them. They watched clips from the unfinished film, studied its tone, and began composing pieces that would perfectly match the action and emotion on screen. All the while, the band was also continuing to work on The Game in Munich's Musicland studios. Producing 2 albums at the same time was absolutely grueling, but if there's one thing we know about Queen, it's that they thrived under pressure. Brian May and producer Mac worked closely on the arrangements, while Freddie, Roger, and John added their distinct magic to each scene. John Deacon later recalled that it wasn't always a smooth ride. "It was a very unusual thing for us," he said. "We got into some trouble with it." Brian wanted to use a German producer, while we wanted an album from Queen. We agreed. But it wasn't simple. Despite the creative tug-of-war, what emerged was something truly extraordinary. The Flash Gordon soundtrack became one of Queen's most experimental works. Instead of a traditional rock structure, the album flowed like a film filled with sound effects, dialogue, snippets, and dramatic bursts of melody. It was actually Brian May's idea to include spoken lines from the movie, weaving them through the music to make listeners feel like they were right there watching the story unfold. "We wanted a soundtrack album that made you feel like you'd seen the film," Brian said. "So we shipped in all the dialogue and effects and wove it together like tapestry." And of course, Freddie Mercury, ever the visual genius, designed the iconic Flash Gordon logo himself, that bold red lightning bolt on a bright yellow background. The inner sleeve even featured photos of the band from their US tour, with Freddie proudly sporting a Flash t-shirt, a clear symbol of how deeply they had thrown themselves into this project. Each track on the album corresponds to a scene in the movie, from the high-energy battle theme to the hauntingly beautiful The Kiss and, of course, the unforgettable title track. Flash's theme, Queen's music became the film's very pulse. Their distinctive sound, those layered harmonies, soaring guitars, and pounding drums gave Flash Gordon its heartbeat. Though some critics didn't quite get it at the time, Queen fans embraced it wholeheartedly. The album was released in December 1980 just in time for Christmas, and it quickly became a collector's favorite. The movie itself might have been joyfully over the top, but the soundtrack? It was pure Queen-deering, theatrical, and way ahead of its time. What made Flash Gordon so special wasn't just the music hit, was the spirit behind it. The band stepped way out of their comfort zone, took a massive creative risk, and succeeded in creating something both cinematic and timeless. It showed the world that Queen wasn't just a rock band. They're storytellers, sound designers, and true visionaries. Looking back now, it's easy to see how much Flash Gordon influenced Queen's evolution. It opened the door to even bigger ideas, blending rock with orchestral drama and combining pure storytelling with sound. This experience would shape their next moves. From the dance-funk experiments of Hot Space * to the grand theatricality of *, a kind of magic * and * innuendo *. Freddie, with his natural flair for the dramatic, brought a touch of space opera to his vocals. Brian's guitars became the orchestra. Roger's drums built the tension, and John's bass gave the entire movie its undeniable rhythm. Together, they created something no other rock band had ever attempted at that level. Even decades later, the album's opening cry, Flash, Savior of the Universe, remains instantly recognizable. It's more than just a line from a soundtrack. It's a cherished piece of pop culture history. And it all began on that autumn day in 1980, when four men walked into a London studio armed with imagination, courage, and the belief that rock music could tell stories far beyond the stage. That's the genius of Queen. Always daring to go where others never thought to go. Always saying yes to the impossible. Freddie Mercury, Brian May, Roger Taylor, and John Deacon didn't just make music. They made moments that still echo through time. So the next time you hear that electrifying intro to Flash's theme, remember, it wasn't just a soundtrack. It was Queen proving, once again, that creativity knows no boundaries. Because in every chord, in every echo, and in every flash of light, Queen's brilliance still shines. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into music history. Until next time, keep the music alive.